Season 1 finished with millions of streams worldwide, Season 2 is practically in the bag, and that left fans Squid Game's creator to talk about the games in the new Squid Game. That's why we'll cover everything from the radical changes in the competition to the new set of death games. So don't swipe or click away, because here are the Squid Game Season 2 games so crazy they might be true.
You got eliminated, idiot. You can stop it with the act.
Dong-hyuk, the creator and writer of Squid Game, has been getting some serious publicity lately, partly because of this inspiring life story and partly because they want to know more about Season 2 of Netflix's most popular show. He has had some thoughts on the new season, and he said that he was thinking about adding 2 new games to the show. And of course, there have been several games that Ji-hun talked about while still in the Squid Game, so that's why we think the games could become more feminine. When you think about it, the games in the first season of the show were mostly based on strength. The first example that pops into our mind is the tug of war. Ji-hun was right when he said that these games aren't fit for a girl. The games perfectly illustrated human nature in all of its primitive motives. It was a perfect illustration of kill or be killed. They did manage to show some really strong female characters, but nevertheless, when it came to the last 2 survivors, they were Sang-woo and Ji-hun. So if they heed the suggestions of Squid Game's winner, we're definitely gonna see some changes in Season 2 of the show. Games that don't require physical ability but mental skill might be the new games that won't put girls at a disadvantage when compared to guys. Oh, and please don't allow the contestants to kill each other. It's much easier for a guy to kill a girl than it is for a girl to do the same to a guy. Again, they're using brute force, something the girls don't possess. Or they can opt in for huge female bodybuilders that would snatch the heads of anyone who dares go against them. A female-centered Season 2 would be something thrilling to watch.
Can you really do this alone? I need you. Oh man, can't you see that?
Get up!
That being said, we think that the first game Squid Game will introduce is elastics. For those in the US, this is the same as Chinese jump rope. Before we talk about elastics, don't forget to smash that like button. It keeps the almighty YouTube algorithm happy, and you keep getting these videos for free. The rules are very simple. You have 2 girls standing opposite one another. They have a long circle of elastic rope that they put on their ankles, and they stretch it to elevate it off the ground. Now, a third player has to jump in and out, being careful not to touch the rope. And sometimes the challenge is to never miss the rope. And knowing Squid Game, they sure as hell won't have 2 guards standing on each side of the room holding an elastic rope. They'll probably stretch it using 4 metal rods planted firmly into the ground to make the game more difficult. They'll probably have automatic levers that will keep raising the rope several inches higher.
Look at that. Forgot I had another one here.
We've also heard some people talking about hopscotch. This is probably the most popular game in the entire world. Almost every country in the world has one of these. Now, even though it would be really fun watching the contestants throwing the lagger and hopping on one foot, we think they won't include it. The main reason is because the glass bridge game was as close to hopscotch as they could get, so including it in Season 2 would just be repetitive. And this is the main reason we think hopscotch will have to remain Ji-hun's unfulfilled wishes.
Hey, stop jerking off!
Speaking of Ji-hun's wishes, freeze tag was another game the hero of Season 1 thought the contestants would be forced to play to the death. Who knows, maybe if they say tag you're it, the contestant's head explodes. Again, we'll have to wait and see. If you ask us, we think they will have some of the guards chasing after the desperate competitors and put a bullet through their brain as soon as they're caught. During the show, some of the contestants also thought of a South Korean children's game called gong-gi, which is played with 5 pebbles. Similar to jacks, the contestant takes 1 pebble and throws it in the air. While the pebble is in the air, he or she will try to grab the 4 pebbles on the ground, one by one. This is the first level. The second level means that while tossing 1 pebble in the air, the player will have 2 attempts to catch all 4 pebbles, 2 by 2. The third level is when the player throws 1 pebble in the air and grabs the first 3 pebbles. On the second try, he or she will grab the remaining pebble on the ground. Level 4 is the simplest, but it's a bit hard. That's because after throwing the 1 pebble in the air, you'll have to pick up the remaining 4 in the palm of your hand. And this leaves you with the last level, where you'll have to take all 5 pebbles, toss them in the air, and get them to fall flat on the back of your hand. Once that's done, you'll have to throw them in the air and grab them with your palm. This is arguably the most difficult part of the entire game, and guess how many people will be quote-unquote eliminated in this game. And of course, we can't forget about the Korean language article where Hwang talked about his game ideas for Season 2. He thought about including a Korean game called Dong 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 Daemon in Season 2. This is the name of a special melody that children sing, and it's also the melody that kids sing while playing the game of the same name. The rules are pretty simple. 2 players hold hands and raise their arms to form an arch. The other kids will be passing under the arch singing the melody we talked about. Once the song is over, the guardians lower their hands and they grab the contestants that didn't make through. From now on, this new kid becomes another one of their guardians. If you ask us, this game has to be included in Season 2 as it'll give the show another distinctive tune, exactly like Season 1 was marked by the song of the mechanical doll. As for how they'll play the game, we think that they'll have to choose between 2 options: going all mechanic and using a machine to grab people and kill them, or get 2 players to act as guardians, capturing people and turning them into guardians. This will be the first game, so they won't want to push and shove each other wanting to get through the gate. And then, in the end, after several rounds, the people who were turned into guardians will be executed, and this will give the exact same shocking revelation that the contestants are in a slaughterhouse. The second game that he talked about was something called Why Did You Come to My House? And even though there was a South Korean children's show by the same name, we're talking about the actual children's game. First of all of the contestants are divided into 2 teams of equal member count. 1 member of each team is chosen to play rock, paper, scissors. The winner will represent the attacking team. Each of the team members hold hands and the game begins. Then, the defending team steps forward and sings, Why did you come to my house? Come to my house, come to my house. Then the attacking team steps forward and says, To pick the flowers, pick the flowers, pick the flowers. And the defenders respond with, Which flower, flower, flower. The attackers name one of the team members of the defenders, and this contestant has to play a game of rock, paper, scissors with the representative of the defenders. If the attackers win, they recruit new players. If the defenders win, the player stays with the original team. But this will probably turn into bloodshed instead of recruitment, and will replace the tug of war where half of the players will die.
I'm afraid that Mr. Cho Sung-woo has a warrant out for his arrest. He's charged with forgery, embezzlement, crimes that are all...
On a related note, which of these games do you like the most? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.